Hola, ¿qué tal? Hi, how are you? Me llamo Catherine y soy vuestra profesora de español. My name is Catherine and I'm your Spanish teacher. Y hoy vamos a practicar nuestra pronunciación. And today we're going to practice our pronunciation. Voy a compartir la pantalla. Let me share my screen with you. All right. So, como he dicho, mi nombre es Catherine y soy la profesora de inglés, español y ruso en Calgary Language Nerds. Hi, my name is Catherine, as I told you, and I teach English, Spanish, and Russian at the Calgary Language Nerds. Y vamos a mirar el plan para las próximas 4 clases. And let's take a look at the plan for the next 4 classes. Las 3 primeras van a ser por vídeo. The first 3 are going to be on video. Y la cuarta va a ser en directo en Zoom. And the fourth one is going to be live on Zoom. Vale. Y la primera clase vamos a observar los sonidos un poco difíciles en español. Now, the first one we're going to devote to some tricky Spanish signs. No, la segunda vamos a observar los diptongues o las sílabas con 2 vocales. So the first one we're going to take a look at diphthongs or the words with syllables with 2 vowels. Y en la tercera vamos a saber cómo cae el acento en las palabras españolas y vamos a practicar con nuestras trabalenguas. ¿No? So the third one, we're going to learn how the stress works in Spanish words, and we're going to work on some tongue twisters. Y en la clase práctica vamos a hacer conversación y pronunciación, y también hoy os voy a contar un poco de cultura y de los diferentes acentos en los países hispanohablantes. Now, so the first lesson, the most exciting one, the one on Zoom, we're going to practice our speaking, our pronunciation, and I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview of different accents in Spanish-speaking countries. Yo hablo con el acento español de España, de Europa. No? So my Spanish is mostly based on, the Spanish-Spain accent, porque yo vivo en España, because I live in Spain, y hablo con este acento que me es más natural. Por eso lo vamos a aprender hoy. So it's the most natural accent for me, and that's what I'm going to be teaching you. But if you want to learn a little bit more about different accents, that there are a lot of them all over the Spanish-speaking world, we are going to talk about it on Zoom in the 4th lesson. Vale. Y also, don't forget that you have a PDF document with audios and practice exercises to do for 30 days to master your reading skills, your pronunciation skills, and you will have some words to practice for each sound, each tricky sound that we're going to overview here today. ¿No? Y vais a poder practicar los sonidos que aprendemos en esta clase. Muy bien, adelante. So, let's go. La primera letra y el primer sonido que nos interesa es realmente la que no tiene sonido. The first letter, the first sound that is interesting for us is going to be letra H, so the letter H. It doesn't really have any sound. You don't pronounce H at all. Entonces, no se pronuncia. We don't pronounce it. Por example, La Haya, it's the city. Havana, city as well. Huesca. So most of the material that we have for examples are going to be different places in the world. So feel free to look them up to see what cities or what countries we're dealing with. Vale. No se pronuncia La Haya, Havana, Huesca. Vale. La siguiente letra C. The next letter is going to be letter C. And it has 2 pronunciations depending on what letter follows it. So if you have consonantes, the consonants, or A, O y U, la vamos a pronunciar como K. So if you have the consonants of A, O, or U, you're going to be pronouncing it like K, like K. Okay, for example, Calgary, Córdoba, Cusco, Cracovia, Cleveland o Cleveland, ¿no? Que tenemos aquí A, O, U, or consonants. So we're going to pronounce it as K. Calgary, Córdoba, Cusco, Cracovia, Cleveland as well. Vale. Y en los acentos de España, en la mayoría de ellos, o en el español normativo, so in the accents of Spanish Spain, or like in a normative, let's say, so to speak, traditional, let's say trademark Spanish accent, which is by all means not the ideal one, not the best one, but just like the, let's say, the most typical one from the position of the dictionaries and this kind of stuff from Spain, we're going to be pronouncing it like TH sound, th, ¿no? Lo pronunciamos como th, we pronounce it as th before E and I, before E, I. Por ejemplo, Ceuta, Ciudad Real, Cincinnati. So it's going to be pronounced as K before A, O, U y los consonantes, y como th before E, I. Vale, Ceuta, Ciudad Real, Cincinnati. Muy bien, adelante. Okay, the next one, ch. So this one can be tricky for some, so I think it is worth mentioning that it's going to be always pronounced as ch, like torch, for example. Ch, siempre se pronuncia como ch. Por ejemplo, Chicago, Chihuahua, Charleston. Ch. It's a little bit softer than it is in English, but yet again, if you pronounce it as an English ch, there is nothing wrong with that either. No. And it's going to be comprehensible. Vale, Chicago, Chihuahua, Charleston, ch. Ahora seguimos con la letra Q. Como veis, son dos letras. We're continuing with the letter Q. Yeah, as you see, there are two letters, but the second letter we're not going to pronounce anyhow. No, we're going to pronounce both of them as K. Okay, we're not pronouncing it anyhow. We just pronounce both of them as K. Por ejemplo, Quinto or Quiroga. No, they're both places U is not pronounced anyhow. So both of them K, letra Q. Okay, vale. Y la siguiente letra, la letra Z, next letter Z, we're going to pronounce it as TH en los acentos de España. Yeah, in other different accents, it may be pronounced as a normal S, and it depends really on where you go and who is the speaker who speaks to you, but for me, it's natural to pronounce it as Zeta, ¿no? Vale, por ejemplo, Zamora, Zaragoza. Okay. Vale, entonces la letra Z, TH. Seguimos. La siguiente letra es J. So the next letter is J. So as you can see, it's like a throaty sound that you produce up here in your throat. So it's like if you pretend to be a cat or something like that, ¿no? Vale, por ejemplo, y siempre se pronuncia así. It's always pronounced this way. This letter is going to be always pronounced the same. Por ejemplo, Jordania, Jamaica, Jerez. Okay. Letra J. Letter J. J, sí. Vale. Y seguimos con la letra G. So it has two different pronunciations. No, it has pronunciation as G, como G, una G normal, ¿no? Antes de los consonantes, so we pronounce it as a normal G. as in English, you're going to be before consonants and before the same old A, O, y U. Okay, por ejemplo, Galicia, G, Gomecello, Guatemala. I also, here is in this little asterisk here, these two may be read as W sound. Por ejemplo, Guatemala, Guatemala, like a W sound. Y Grecia. No, aquí tenemos A, O, U, and a consonant. And we pronounce it as the previous letter, J, G, the throat sound, before E or I. Por ejemplo, Génova, Georgia, no, both of them. Y, Gibraltar, Gijón. So we have this G y J here. Okay, so it's G or G. Vale. La letra R. La letra R, letter R. ¿No? En el principio de las palabras, now at the beginning of the letters, you're going to be pronouncing it as R. Por ejemplo, Roma, Rusia, República Dominicana. So you will roll it a little longer at the beginning of the words. No, Roma, Rusia, República Dominicana. Nice, like you can unleash your inner lion a little bit to roll, a little bit more to roll, it's a bit more. Y we don't roll it too much in the at the end or in the middle of the words, ¿no? Como R, normal, en el medio de las palabras. Por ejemplo, Qatar, Serbia, San Petersburgo. No, we don't roll it too much. Qatar, Serbia, San Petersburgo. ¿Sí? Vale. Y una cosa curiosa de español, a curious thing about Spanish, that letters B and V in English, pero letras B y V en español se pronuncian igual. They're both going to be pronounced as like a lazy version and somewhere in between the both of them. ¿No? Por ejemplo, Barcelona, Valencia, Bélgica, Venezuela. Yeah, so at the beginning of the words, they're closer to B. In the middle of the words, they're pronounced a little bit lazier as well. So, but what's important to know is that both of them are going to make the same sound anyway. Yeah, they're not going to be differentiating them in Spanish. Vale, adelante. Yeah, letra Y. No, letra Y is going to be pronounced as J in English. Now, for example, Yakarta, Yemen, Yucatan, Y. Make a J sound, Y. Right? And also we have this one. It is fairly similar to the previous letter. Say double L, it's going to be pronounced like Y. Well, technical pronunciation is a little bit different, but the majority of the Spanish Peninsula, for example, are going to be pronounced as Y. So it's easier to pronounce it this way. Yet again, in different accents, it's going to vary a little bit, but I'm going to teach you like the standard, so to speak, pronunciation, which is going to be closer to Y. Por ejemplo, Llanes, Lleida, Lloret del Mar. Y. That's going to be it. And letra ñ. So what you're going to do is you're going to try to pronounce an, thinking about I, ñ. Now you kind of use your whole tongue to your palatal. Now it's palatalized. That's why we call it that. Okay, so España. Now it's kind of like a trademark letter for Spain, isn't it? España, Logroño, Cataluña. So it's like a softer version of an N. Muy bien. Y esto ha sido todas las letras difíciles or tricky. So these are all like tricky, difficult sounds that we're going to overview today. And don't forget to check out our pronunciation practice. I know it's a lot of information all at once, and it is crucial for you to practice it at home. And there are some exercises for you to do for 30 days to master your reading and pronunciation. You can check it out in the description box below and get it for you. Y nos vemos en la clase siguiente, en la clase que viene. So see you in the next class, in the following class. Y mucha suerte. Good luck. Ciao, ciao. Bye, bye.